going to dive into one of our bread and butter patterns. Our first trade we're going to talk about, it's MMEDF. I'm going to let my boy Sniper Al, Sniper Mike take over. This is a $584 win, and it's off a pattern that comes over and over and over again. A lot of people during the day are out trading all these crazy stocks, and there's some people in the chat that got really good at these NASDAQ. So good stuff. But you're going to notice with our stocks, we stick to literally the same stuff, and we do it over and over. And it's all about staying patient and waiting to the end of the day. You don't have to jump into something early. Literally just wait, and that perfect setup may line up. So it kind of happened with MMEDF. It wasn't perfect, but this was a good one for sure. It ended up being an 11% win.
Just another really classic first green day. You guys are seeing these honestly before we are. I don't know where we found this one, but
this is a trippy stock.
This is an interesting
psychedelic.
Psychedelic
Mushroom.
Yeah.
That's what this stock is.
Yeah.
I mean, there's brand new stocks popping up all the time. Mushrooms are legal in 2 states only, so it could be a new sector. You don't want to jump the gun on it, but there are about like 5 to 10 OTC stocks now that are in that mushroom sector.
Pretty crazy.
This was a trippy week because then we did play a cannabis stock, so we went on 2 drugs this week. But yeah, this is actually a psychedelic stock.
Yeah, crazy. You know, it doesn't really matter what sector it is in. We're gonna play. If it's a first green day, the volume's there, catalyst is there. Let's dive into it. So first things first, we're looking at the 1-year chart. Every candle's 1 day, and you can see recently, the past 4 days, it's had a really nice spike from 30 cents to 60 cents. So 100% spike in 4 days, which is really impressive. That's when we're interested in it. That's why I was on the radar. That's exactly why we trade these stocks, because the probability of this first green day, of this happening afterwards, is really high. So we know the stock has spikeability in the past. It's had a couple green days in the past. And, you know, in the past couple months, it hasn't really gotten out of 40 cents. So it's just really been trading in between 30 and 40 cents for at least 3 months now. So for it to have this nice strong green day and approaching this 40-cent breakout, we knew that if it broke 40, it can have a nice push. We know it's a slower moving stock. It's not going to go crazy. So now let's dive into the actual data. So now we're going to look at each candle. We're going to look at the last 5 days, and here we have each candle's 5 minutes. So these are the 5-minute candles. So you can see it had its very first green day, and this is a very different day than a day that looks like this. So this is a day we're very interested in, first green day, and I think it had the news, right? Along with it? Oh, they had some news this morning.
Yeah, it was. No, that news came out one day actually. I think. Yeah, I think it was just the first green day. Okay. Something looked like it was up though.
Yeah, I mean, look at it, and you know, it's trading good volume. I think it was about 1 million.
Yeah,
it was already trading 1 million, so good volume. Not up too much. It was only up about like 20% on the first green day, and we knew, like we said before, 40 was that multi-month high, and it actually topped out there that day, and that's really the best scenario on a very first green day, is when it's lining up with multi-month resistance, and it happens to be the daily resistance too. So it was the high of the day was 39 cents, and the multi-month breakout was 40 cents. So if it's hovering around, it's holding 20% on a very first green day, and is hovering around that multi-month breakout spot with good support all day long. As you can see there, all day long it has really good support. Those are the type of first green days that you want to watch. Now this one, it's pretty crazy because it doesn't look like the volume is that good when you're looking at these are the 1 minutes, right? Mm-hmm. So this is a 1 minute chart, and it looks a little sporadic. There are minutes where it doesn't really move, but it traded a lot. You know, today it traded 3 million. So it's liquid. It is liquid, but it's just a little slower moving stock. A lot of size. You can tell when you're watching level 2, there's a lot of size. So you know what you're getting into. But that's fine. We're going to play that game. And this is a really, really solid setup as it's holding daily support. And that's the big key. Yeah, we know 40 is the multi-month breakout, 39 is the day highs. We know if it breaks that, it's a good sign. But we also know that, what is this, 38, 36? 36 and coming up to 36 and a half was VWAP coming into power hour. So we had that daily support all the way from the very first spike it had in the morning. So we knew 36, 37 was going to be our cut no matter what. So risking 2 cents or a cent and a half on this multi-month first green day, new high day break is worth the risk, because the upside in the next day or 2 or 3 is 100%. And sometimes it takes 3 days. This type of stock takes a little bit longer. But it's there, and we're not looking for the 100%. We knew this was going to be a little slower moving, but we just played with what we were dealt. We got a really good position, and we were dead right on the stock. So we went overnight. So actually, wait. Where did we buy it exactly? I think it was before we get. I think it was here.
Yeah, I think it was here.
Yeah, so it's coming up here. Good bids coming up above 37, and that's what we'd love. That's what we'd love to see. That's what you want to see. If the bids are non-existent, it's going to drop out. So if bids start to stack and creep and put pressure up, that is a really good sign that it could go higher, especially if there's only 30 minutes left in the day. So that's a great sign. We're risking now, if we're buying at 38 cents. So we're actually only risking a penny and a half of downside. So a penny and a half of downside, the risk, and the upside is way more. And we're only looking for 3 times the amount that we're risking, but the upside is 30 cents of upside. So that's 30 to 1 risk to reward ratio on this in this setup. So why would you not, take the risk and put yourself in a really good position? And you were never down, really never down in this situation. So we didn't get that good of a push before the close. It kind of came down a little bit, but still came back above 39 and was threatening to go higher right into the close. So we swung it. Just took it overnight.
You get the gap up you're looking for. We actually had a limit at 42 because we were happy with. We knew this was a slower moving stock. So like he was saying, we knew what we were dealing with. This did have legs, and you can see it took 2 to 3 days for it to have legs. So we knew the potential in the stock, but we also don't fall in love with any of these stocks, and we know how they move. So we said it even in the chat. We're looking for a single in this stock. We're swinging this overnight to start the next week up, and really just to have this single because we love the way that's closing. And look at that. We had the 42 limit, and we actually got filled on the 2nd minute. So it actually started the day pretty much even, but right when it broke 40, we liked that, and boom.
Yeah.
Just like that. That's how you make $500, just over 10%.
And even continue
within like 3 minutes. Well, I don't know. We were actually in probably for 20 minutes because we stayed a little longer. So within about 30 minutes from here all the way to here, and it did end up continuing a bit. But it's all about taking the meat of the move. If you did continue it up here, that's another 5%. So good job there, But overall, it's all about taking the meat of the move. And like Al said, you were rarely ever down in this play, and that's really what it's all about. Setting yourself up in these patterns that consistently win.
Yeah, sniper.